Track cycling. Hong Kong reaches for the stars. With a small population of just over 7 million people, is it really possible for Hong Kong teams to compete on the sporting world stage? In one particular sport, it can, track cycling. However, as you'll find out, it's not a sport for the faint-hearted or the inexperienced. What is track cycling? Get on a bike with no brakes and then cycle around a track with steep slopes at high speed. That's track cycling. You need to be fit, super speedy, and fearless. You also need to have great cycling skills. As you jostle for space in the pack, you get very close to other cyclists. One wrong move, and you could lose your balance and fall off. Skidding on your bum across the smooth wooden surface of the track is very painful. Ouch! And you lose the race too. Double ouch. Leaders of Hong Kong's success in cycling. When Wong Kam-po won the gold medal for the men's road race in the 2006 Asian Games, interest in cycling shot up. Then, in 2012, Sarah Lee proved that Hong Kong's women cyclists are just as talented. She brought home a bronze medal from the London Olympics after competing in the women's keirin. It was Hong Kong's first Olympic medal in cycling and also the city's first Olympic bronze medal. No wonder people were so proud. Watching track cycling in Hong Kong. After Wong Kam-po's success in the Asian Games, the Hong Kong government agreed to build a world-class velodrome in Tseung Kwan O. Now, it's unnecessary for local cyclists to go to mainland China to train. One more advantage for athletes and fans is that Hong Kong can host large track cycling events, like the Track Cycling World Cup. What is the keirin? The keirin is a type of cycle race. Riders must first follow a motorbike or pacer. At the start of the race, the pacer travels at about 25 kilometers per hour, gradually increasing to 50 kilometers per hour. At 600 to 700 meters before the end, the pacer leaves the track, and the contestants sprint to the finish line, with finishing speeds of about 75 kilometers per hour. That's faster than the speed limit on the East Kowloon Corridor.
你说爱我到永久，原来只是欺骗我，现在才知道后悔。 还是挽不回。怎么对我说再会？说走就走，头不回。错在你存心破碎，错在我不顾一切。爱的漩涡躲不过。现在才知道后悔，
只因为深深爱上你，爱上你我没有错，我流泪，流下我才回味，为何不给我安慰？
怎么对我说再会？说走就走，头不回。你说要长相厮守，你说爱我到永久，原来只是欺骗我。现在才知道后悔。
现在才知道后悔。
Hi, I'm Miss Willow. Welcome to my classroom. Today, we're going to journey around the world to take a look at some of my favourite bridges. Let's jump right in. We have a lot of bridges to get through today. Our first stop is not very far from this classroom. Can you recognise the bridge behind me? That's right. It's the Tsingma Bridge.
I've travelled across it many times because I live in Hong Kong. Have you ever been over it? Do you know what type of bridge it is? Tsingma Bridge is a suspension bridge. As you can see, the bridge is held up by long cables called suspension cables. What's amazing about Tsingma Bridge is that it has two decks. The upper deck has outdoor lanes for cars, while the lower deck is enclosed. This lower deck has two railway lines for the MTR, as well as lanes for other traffic as well. Here's what's great about this. During a severe typhoon, the upper deck may close as a safety precaution. When this happens, traffic can still cross the bridge by using the lower deck.
Right, on to the next location. Let's move to Southeast Asia. This is Singapore's Henderson Waves. Looking at the shape, it's not difficult to see where its name came from. Maybe you've walked over this beautiful pedestrian bridge, which is set within the lush jungle.
This 274-metre-long bridge is made from balau wood, a type of timber only found in Southeast Asia. Balau wood is an extremely dense wood, which makes it perfect for building a strong and durable bridge. It's so hard that it can actually blunt construction tools.
And while we're in Southeast Asia, we should take a look at the incredible Langkawi Sky Bridge. Like the Henderson Waves, it's a pedestrian bridge. It's a bit shorter at 125 metres. This bridge is 660 metres above sea level, and it's suspended between two mountain peaks. Its curved shape lets visitors take in the breathtakingly beautiful scenery all around.
Take a look at this tall tower. The strong cables extending from this tower support the Langkawi Sky Bridge. This type of bridge is called a cable-stayed bridge. It looks a bit like a suspension bridge, but there's a small difference. The cables of a cable-stayed bridge reach down diagonally like a fan, while the cables of a suspension bridge reach down in parallel vertical lines.
So far, we've seen bridges for cars, trains, and pedestrians. But that's not all that bridges can carry.
Now we're going to travel down under to Australia. Take a look at this bridge. Can you see what it's for? This bridge is called Crab Bridge, and it's located on Christmas Island, which is an island in the Indian Ocean that belongs to Australia. Every year, red crabs migrate to the ocean in staggering numbers. Crab Bridge was built so that the red crabs could travel safely to the ocean without getting crushed by cars or pedestrians. Does this sound a little strange to you? Maybe it won't when you consider the numbers of crabs involved. 50 million crabs migrate every year, and Crab Bridge does a lot to increase the odds of the crabs getting to the ocean safely.
We've got time for just one more bridge today, and it's a good one. Let's head to northwestern Europe, and specifically to the Netherlands. Yes, this monstrous-looking thing behind me is indeed a bridge. It's called the Slauerhofbrug, and it is truly a marvel of engineering. It's a bascule bridge. Let's see how it works.
The Slauerhofbrug is located above water, and when boats need to pass under it, the bridge lifts a piece of the road up into the air, allowing boats to pass by. While this is happening, a set of traffic lights turns red so that the cars know to stop. The part of the road that lifts up to form the bridge is called a leaf. The Slauerhofbrug is single-leaved. As you can see, the bridge is lifted up as one piece. Some bascule bridges are double-leafed, which means that the bridge lifts in two pieces instead of one. You might be wondering how this works. Let's take a quick physics lesson. Bascule bridges use a counterweight to apply a force to the bridge to help lift a weight. In this case, the weight is the part of the road that needs to be lifted into the air. Using a counterweight is an energy-efficient way of lifting something.
Okay, it's time to head back to the classroom now. We visited 5 amazing bridges today. Hong Kong's very own Tsing Ma Bridge, Singapore's Henderson Waves, Malaysia's Langkawi Sky Bridge, Australia's Crab Bridge, and the Netherlands' Slauerhofbrug. Which one was your favourite?
又見雪飄過，飄於傷心記憶中，讓我再想你，卻掀起我心痛。早經分了手，為何熱愛相正中？讀過追憶歲月，或許此生不會懂。又再想起你，抱擁飄飄白雪中，讓你心中暖，去驅走我冰凍。冷風吹我醒，原來共你是場夢，像那飄飄雪淚下，弄濕冷清的晚空。原來是那麼深愛你，此際伴着我追憶的心痛。又見雪飄過，飄於傷心記憶中，讓我再想你，卻掀起我心痛。早經分了手，為何熱愛相正中？讀過追憶歲月， 或許此生不會懂，原來是那麼深愛你，此際伴着我醉意的心雪中，讓你心中暖，去驅走我冰凍。冷風吹我醒，原來共你是場夢，像那飄飄雪淚下，淋濕冷徹的晚空。原來是那麼深愛你，此際着我醉意的心痛，原來是那麼深愛你，此際伴着我醉意的心痛。
To stay on top of fashion, you need to use your head. Hats are signatures of personality, subtle messages of status, and garments of belief. Whether they're functional or just plain ridiculous, you're never fully dressed without a hat. The head is the casing of mission control, an organ so vital it must be protected. Damage to the skull could prove fatal, so the helmet is employed as a shield. A faithful companion in even the most extreme activities. Sporting hats play many important roles, protecting the player and offering them support. 70% of body heat is actually lost through the head, but the hat can serve as an effective thermostat, keeping us warm in winter and cool in the sun. Hats are the portable shelters that protect against all the elements. Tribal people don colourful and elaborate hats. Headwear that reveals the wealth and status of the wearer. In modern cultures too, hats often hold the key to social standing, shrouding their owner in crowning glory. Hats are also worn as badges of belief, designs dictated by religion. Covering the head shows loyalty to a faith and brings joy at festival time. The humble hat completes a uniform at school or in industry, advertising the wearer's trade and skills. And when the work is done, the hat becomes an object of momentous celebration. From caps to crowns, the hat has long been the peak of fashion. Perhaps the most famous is the bowler. In over 100 years, this simple hat has become a true British institution. Dignified men were once never seen without a hat. And even today, the topper remains an essential finishing touch for the distinguished gentleman. For fashionable women, the hat symbolises style and sophistication. And at important social gatherings, only the most flamboyant stay on top. To keep ahead of style, milliners strive to create new designs, drawing inspiration from worldwide traditions and tastes. Every outfit begs to be topped off with a hat. Fashionable, stylish, or just simply outrageous, there's a hat for every occasion.
手心仍有一丝温柔残留，孤独的夜是谁让我等候？何时微笑变成一种奢求？就算时间倒流，也无法挽留。那些因为年轻犯的错，就像秋天的落叶，早已经随风而过。但有些话，我始终不能说。如果我们依然在一起，错过的甜蜜是否还能继续？曾经一起取暖的回忆，就在哪里？依然在一起，再黑的夜晚我也无需躲避，一段永远封存的记忆随风而去。 随风而过，但有些话我始终不能说。如果我们依然在一起，错过的甜蜜是否还能继续？曾经一起取暖的外衣丢在哪里？如果我们依然在一起，在黑的夜晚我也无需躲避，一段永远封存的记忆随风而去。如果我们依然在一起，错过的甜蜜是否还能继续？曾经一起取暖的外衣丢在哪里？如果我们依然在一起，在黑的夜晚我也无需躲避，一段永远封存的记忆随风而去。
Hi, I'm Miss Willow. Welcome to my classroom. Today, I'm back with part 2 of our series on bridges. We'll continue learning about the amazing engineering feats displayed in bridges around the world. Come with me around the world to take a look at some more of my favourite bridges. We have 5 more incredible bridges to see today.
First stop, London, England. This is the Rolling Bridge. I bet you're thinking, where's the bridge? Well, here it is. Just watch what happens when a pedestrian needs to cross over the water. Did you see that? The rolling bridge uncurls itself to form a flat surface. When boats need to use the waterway beneath, it curls back into an octagon. The force for the furling and unfurling of the bridge is provided by hidden hydraulic containers.
While we're in England, let's take a side trip to Cambridge and squeeze in one more bridge. This nondescript looking bridge is called the Mathematical Bridge, or the Wooden Bridge. It was first built in 1749, though it has been rebuilt multiple times.
The elegant geometry of the timber is what gave the bridge its name. The bridge looks arced, but if you look closely, you'll find that it's completely comprised of straight pieces of timber. The arc shape is created by the placements of the timber in a series of tangents.
Moving on, let's head to Kaju Bridge, which is located in Iran. As well as being a bridge of great beauty, it boasts incredible multifunctional design.
Originally constructed around 1650, this bridge is steeped in history. In the past, the bridge housed a pavilion that served as a resting place for the country's rulers. It has also served the traditional function of a bridge for many years, and has logged the tracks of countless footsteps and, in the past, horse carts. On top of that, built-in sluice gates control water irrigation to nearby areas. Aesthetically, it showcases Persian architecture. The intricate tilework is a wonder to behold, isn't it? Next stop, Germany. Look at that! This is the Magdeburg Water Bridge. It is an aqueduct, or a water bridge. This bridge is absolutely enormous. It spans 34 meters, big enough to fit commercial ships. Why was this bridge constructed? Previously, ships travelling from the Elbe-Havel Canal to the Mittelland Canal had to pass by the Elbe River. However, as you can see, the Elbe River is much lower than these two canals. ships had to make a 12-kilometer detour to get to the other side. On top of that, when water levels were low, larger ships would be unable to make the journey at all, because the Elbe River was too shallow to contain them. You can see how the bridge has made an elevated path that is on the same height as the Elbe-Havel Canal and the Mittelland Canal. As I'm sure you can imagine, the construction of this bridge has saved a lot of time and effort.
We're now going to visit our last bridge, Amsterdam's Pythonbrug. A relatively young bridge, this vibrant red bridge was built in 2001.
It has a very striking appearance. Its serpentine shape is designed after the eponymous python. The parallel high-strength steel rods running in two directions make it both beautiful and strong. The bridge's crazy shape make it a bit challenging to cross. There are lots of steps to ascend and descend. Lots of people take up the challenge, and some even go there to take a swim in the canal below.
We've visited 5 more amazing bridges today. England's Rolling Bridge and Mathematical Bridge, Iran's Kaju Bridge, Germany's Magdeburg Water Bridge, and Amsterdam's Pythonbrug. Which one was your favourite?
深秋重聚再分開心裏憂，與輕相對望，在港汀遭配，難放手，只想永伴隨，明明共醉，又難遠去。心中總掀起掛慮，願這一次不會落淚，暫且闊別不算空虛，再多千里路，亦拼着勁去追，梁上燕轉眼就重聚。新厭舊，情中鎖心裏，問最相知寫你記誰？情人暫去，心卻未遠去。經得起短短散聚。消失受罪，莫因掛念感嘆一堆，情安身去誰？願記住我應許，來日再寫詩作對。 你我風花雪月，在輕鬆風趣，在暖風中相親隨。琴弦又醉，相約在這裏。終於滿天星結聚。
Did you know that every time musicians pick up their instruments, there are fireworks going off all over their brain? On the outside, they may look calm and focused, reading the music and making the precise and practiced movements required. But inside their brains, there's a party going on. How do we know this? Well, in the last few decades, neuroscientists have made enormous breakthroughs in understanding how our brains work by monitoring them in real time with instruments like fMRI and PET scanners. When people are hooked up to these machines, tasks such as reading or doing math problems each have corresponding areas of the brain where activity can be observed. But when researchers got the participants to listen to music, they saw fireworks. Multiple areas of their brains were lighting up at once as they processed the sound, took it apart to understand elements like melody and rhythm, and then put it all back together into unified musical experience. And our brains do all this work in the split second between when we first hear the music and when our foot starts to tap along. But when scientists turned from observing the brains of music listeners to those of musicians, the little backyard fireworks became a jubilee. It turns out that while listening to music engages the brain in some pretty interesting activities, playing music is the brain's equivalent of a full-body workout. The neuroscientists saw multiple areas of the brain light up, simultaneously processing different information in intricate, interrelated, and astonishingly fast sequences. But what is it about making music that sets the brain alight? The research is still fairly new, but neuroscientists have a pretty good idea. Playing a musical instrument engages practically every area of the brain at once, especially the visual, auditory, and motor cortices. And as with any other workout, disciplined, structured practice in playing music strengthens those brain functions, allowing us to apply that strength to other activities. The most obvious difference between listening to music and playing it is that the latter requires fine motor skills, which are controlled in both hemispheres of the brain. It also combines the linguistic and mathematical precision in which the left hemisphere is more involved, with the novel and creative content that the right excels in. For these reasons, playing music has been found to increase the volume and activity in the brain's corpus callosum, the bridge between the two hemispheres, allowing messages to get across the brain faster and through more diverse routes. This may allow musicians to solve problems more effectively and creatively in both academic and social settings. Because making music also involves crafting and understanding its emotional content and message, musicians often have higher levels of executive function, a category of interlinked tasks that includes planning, strategizing, and attention to detail, and requires simultaneous analysis of both cognitive and emotional aspects. This ability also has an impact on how our memory systems work. And indeed, musicians exhibit enhanced memory functions, creating, storing, and retrieving memories more quickly and efficiently. Studies have found that musicians appear to use their highly connected brains to give each memory multiple tags, such as a conceptual tag, an emotional tag, an audio tag, and a contextual tag, like a good internet search engine. So how do we know that all these benefits are unique to music, as opposed to, say, sports or painting? Or could it be that people who go into music were already smarter to begin with? Neuroscientists have explored these issues, but so far they have found that the artistic and aesthetic aspects of learning to play a musical instrument are different from any other activity studied, including other arts. And several randomized studies of participants who showed the same levels of cognitive function and neural processing at the start found that those who were exposed to a period of music learning showed enhancement in multiple brain areas compared to the others. This recent research about the mental benefits of playing music has advanced our understanding of mental function, revealing the inner rhythms and complex interplay that make up the amazing orchestra of our brain.
是爱上谁。深深爱上你，爱上你我没有错，我流泪，流下我再回味，为何不给我安慰？怎么对我说再会，说走就走长相厮守，你说爱我到永久，原来只是欺骗我，现在才知道后悔。情爱的虚伪，不再为你空徘徊，到底是谁的错，最后还是挽不回。怎么对我说再会，说走就走头不在你存心破碎，错在我不顾一切，爱的漩涡躲不过，现在才知道后悔。
只因为深深爱上你，爱上你我没有错，
就走头不回，你说要长相厮守，你说爱我到永久，原来只是欺骗我，现在才知道后悔。